My name is Moon Petrie. It is the 10th of July, and as you can tell by the sprinkler, it is really, really hot today. The activity of the day was ways to pass through portals. I realized there are two things about portals. One is, how does it work, right? The mechanics of the thing, the wardrobe, the flue powder. And the other is, why does it send people to a certain place? So essentially, what is the mechanism and how does it function geographically or interdimensionally? That was a fun activity. I may have only written less than 200 words. So that's okay because it was just a list. And today's activity, because yes, now it is the 11th, today's activity is to explore a specific idea that I had not that long ago, I guess a few weeks ago, a month ago. I called it Witch Family, which actually is a book by Eleanor Estes that I loved as a child, but this isn't really anything like that. It's definitely sort of a portal fantasy. At least it has a portal aspect to it, and is about a family that has a camp or vacation home, maybe you could think of it as, that isn't where everybody lives all of the time, but is sort of a headquarters for their family. And they're not Harry Potter style wizardy witches. They are not Sabrina style satanic witches. They are maybe closer to Blue's family and the Raven Boys. Regular, down-to-earth witches, not so focused on divination as Blue's family, but we'll see. I did write some about the characters when I was doing the well-orchestrated character groups the other day, and I definitely have a bunch of info on the villain already, so I'm gonna work on fleshing out what portions of that idea I don't have. I think I'm gonna start by collecting from my various documents I've made so far this month all of the bits that are relevant to this and put them in one document and then add to it from there. So yeah, I'm gonna get to it. I wrote 594 words, so I got a bunch of stuff explored about this family, about the setting, the family home, as it were, and some of the characters and some of their interesting attributes or magical inclinations, and also some names. So I was having a little bit of a time sink looking at baby name websites. I can't imagine any of you have any idea what that's like. So I was looking for a name that would be for the protagonist, young protagonist. This is YA. And I wanted it to mean something like one, or, only, something that she would know the meaning and feel like it should set her apart. She's a character who feels very much like a big fish in a pond full of other big fish, and she knows she's special, but she's not really special compared to her family, is how she sees it, and so wanting to stand out. So I wanted her name to indicate that. Turns out if you put names meaning one into a search algorithm, it will come up with anything that has the letters O-N-E in it. So names meaning precious stone or honeybee kept coming up. I was like, I'm just never gonna find it. And also just names from all kinds of languages, and 7/8 of them being names I'd never heard of before. And I wanted offbeat but not totally unheard of. And I kind of wanted a Gaelic name, and then suddenly I saw it. There it was. It actually means one. It is Gaelic. Her name is Una. So I'm really excited to have found a name for her, which helps me sort of get attached. So I was happy with that, although I felt like I was cutting myself off again. Like, there's so much more I could do, but I guess I just need to get with the program. That was the point of this camp's activities, is to find which things I'm most inclined to keep carrying further, not to spend camp trying to explore things to their fullest extent. So it was good. And today I'm going to explore, for activity 12, another family from another idea I had. It was last camp. I was doing a read through of my manuscript from previous April's camp and trying to cut words because it was just way too long. So sort of a first pass. Oh, it was frustrating. And I randomly one day ended up opening a document and starting to write something without really any plan or intention behind it. And it's in first person. She's talking about her friend Mercedes. And so I have it listed on my activities for today as Mercedes family exploration, but it's not really Mercedes who has an interesting family. It was sort of the POV character is exploring her own family using her friend's sort of excessively ideal on the surface family as a counterpoint to her family that she feels is kind of wacky. So I am going to, oh hello, I'm going to explore that family, or those families, I guess, for today. So I'm gonna try and keep in mind that I am only trying to dip a toe in and not trying to get to the bottom of anything, just seeing what floats to the surface and not worrying about whether or how much I am going to continue with this project. And I managed to do a good bit of brainstorming, not 500 words, so no star for me. I only had, at the outset, these two families, their dynamics sort of within themselves and with each other, and I really had no plot. So that was most of what I did. See what got me the most excited plot-wise. And again, I'm leaning in a thrillery direction, which is weird for me, but that's what I've been reading. And I also worked on names for a bunch of the characters. So 2 days in a row working on names. It was really fun. I have said in previous videos how much I like to use the Social Security Administration's baby name website, where you can look up historical baby names, see the popularity of a name over time, or what names were popular in any year all the way back to, I think, 1888. I do love that, but it has nothing to do with meaning, and so sometimes I look for that, or for names of specific ethnicities, or for names in certain categories, plant names and such, for one of my books. So in the last couple of days, I have used a good handful of different websites, and even found myself looking at people's Pinterest lists yesterday. So as we pass the 1/3 mark for camp, I feel like I'm doing all right. My main concern at this point is coming up with too many ideas and putting off revision further because I just want to draft them all. So we'll see. I shall have to use some discipline. Until next time, I am Moon Petrie. Please let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions of baby naming websites or other resources for naming characters, or let me know some of the fun ways that you have found names for your characters.